only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charles. This is Hero Wars Central, and today we're going to do the question and answer video number 2. And first of all, I want to say that I'm incredibly overwhelmed with the response that the first question and answer video got last week. If you're unfamiliar with that one, it's titled "When Does Bob Get Good?" And basically, what happened was, as I asked you guys to pop questions down in the comment section down below, and you guys did not disappoint. There were some fantastic questions in there, and of those questions, I grabbed, I think 6 or 7 questions to talk about in this video. But before I do, I want to mention that if you feel I'm not answering your questions good enough or quick enough, please join the Discord. Okay, there's some great people in that Discord channel that that can answer your question, in a lot of cases much better than I can. And just to be clear, I don't make any money on people joining the Discord. I don't get any kind of credit or anything. I don't get any internet points, anything like that. It's just a nice place to go for new players and experienced players to learn and socialize. So check it out. Link to the Discord is in the description. The second thing I want to say is some of your questions were so big and so good that I want to devote an entire video to answering that question. And because of that, I think a quick answer in a Q&A video like this would not do it justice. For example, I keep getting asked a question about earning daily XP, and why and when and how. And I think that deserves its own video, so I got to put that one out. That's people just are still confused about that. So with that being said, I grabbed a couple of questions. I'm going to run through them real quick. Please let me know if you guys like this format. As always, you decide what videos that I put out. And you that are watching this video right now, if you have a question about Hero Wars, either the mobile or the Facebook game, leave a comment down in the discussion box below, and I'll grab a couple of the comments in next week's Q&A video. Maybe I'll answer yours. Marvelous Malicious asks, if I was to leave my current guild and join a new one, will I lose my dungeon and Titan progress? Short answer is no. He asks a big question here, and a lot of people are concerned about, they join a guild and it's kind of a dud guild. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You join a guild because there's a slot open. Nobody's doing any activity. People aren't even getting 75 or 50 or even 25 Titanite in the dungeon every day. So, the Titan spheres aren't being earned. The activity level just isn't there. And it's hard for a guild to grow. And there's only 30 slots in a guild. You got to leave that guild and get into one that fits your play schedule, one that fits your level of interest and activity in the game. Because there are plenty of guilds out there that are just, there for socializing and to have fun with each other. But there are others that are trying to make a valid push to guild wars and the cross server tournaments. So check those guilds out. But no, short answer is no, you won't lose your progress. Andy Taylor asks, what is auto attack? So great question, Andy. Every hero has an auto attack. And the auto attack is that basic consistent attack that the hero does between doing their other active and passive abilities. For example, Astaroth has a big scythe that he holds onto, and he swings that scythe at the enemy's front line all day long. Occasionally, he'll pop off one of his shields, he'll resurrect an ally, he'll burn some energy, but all the while he's swinging that scythe, just auto attacking over and over and over again. Auto attack is just that basic, consistent attack that all heroes do between their activated abilities. John Baptiste Mayo, I apologize, man. I don't speak French. How are you? John Baptiste, thank you for asking. I'm doing very well. Life is great. It's the holidays, most wonderful time of the year. Hero Wars is very strong right now. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Crunchy NES asks, should I go as far as I can in the guild dungeon every day? So this is another good question that I get asked kind of frequently. This is more speaking towards your guild's expected Titanite per day activity. So for example, the guild that I'm in on Facebook doesn't have a hard minimum per day for farming Titanite, but I know generally I can earn a good amount of Titanite in the dungeon every day. So I go as far as I can. And usually it's 1 or 2 resets. On my mobile account, my team isn't nearly as strong. My Titan team isn't nearly as strong as my Facebook team. So what I'll do is I'll I'll farm the I'll farm the dungeon until I get to the first reset. The one, not the one that you just walk on past, but the one that you actually have to click on to earn gold. I'll get there and I'll stop. It's usually 65 Titanite, and I'll do that for 2 days and use the Titan potions that I earn doing those 2 days and the Titan potions that I earn spending sparks on my heroes to level up my Titans. And then on the third day, I'll make a hard push. And usually I can get, 150, 160, 175, 200 on my mobile account. And some days I get more, some days I get less, but that's kind of how I roll. Now, my mobile guild doesn't have a minimum Titanite requirement. And I'm not that high on my mobile account, so maybe when I get higher, I'll be able to get more. But it's really gonna depend on your guild. You need to talk to your guild. That's gonna be the short answer. Sorry, I could be better on that one. Aqua169 asks, "Hi, which platform, iOS, Android, or Facebook, do you recommend to play?" So this is a great question. I think that both of them have their pros and cons. I think that the Facebook version of the game for me is a little easier to play because I sit in front of a computer all day. If I didn't have a job where I sat in front of a computer, I'd probably play the iOS. I have an iPhone. I'd probably play the iOS mobile version a whole lot more. There are definitely some bonuses to playing on Facebook that aren't available on mobile, such as the daily rewards from the calendar. Some of the events are a little nicer, but there are also more frequent events on mobile. So it's, does it wash? I don't know. I don't think so. The cross server tournament on mobile is a lot cooler than the guild tournament on Facebook, in my opinion. I think it's a lot more in depth and a lot more strategy behind it. So if you're more of a long-term strategy player, maybe mobile is going to be better. It's hard to say. I play on both because, I have this channel and I enjoy the game so much. But, I understand that, you can't devote 2 to 3 hours a day playing on both platforms. I completely understand. So I know that wasn't really an answer, but it's just I think the short answer is, do you sit in front of a computer that you can play all day on, or do you not? Because that's going to be the biggest thing, because this game is all about logging in every day. Just logging in every day and doing your stuff. Julian Brevet asks, "Hi Charles, as usual, this video is great. I would like more strategy. I've seen an Excel spreadsheet with all the stats in it. So in videos past, I've done focusing on single heroes, and I'll get back to those eventually. It's just right now there's so much other stuff I want to talk about. But in those videos, I talk about different stats for different heroes and how they stack up with other heroes, who has the most armor, who has the most armor penetration, that sort of thing. That is Dan Buccini's Hero Wars guide. And Dan is on a little hiatus from the game right now. He's not keeping up with it as much as he used to. He just had a kid. And of course, his day job and all of that. So that is hosted. I have a link to that file in the description down below, but I'm working towards consolidating a lot of information, working with different members of the community to pull their various spreadsheets. You know who you are. I've already talked to you guys. But once I get those different spreadsheets into one place, I'll probably host them in a single place somewhere. I'm not sure how or how that's going to look, but link to Dan Buccini's Hero Wars guides in the description. Check it out. It's a little dated though. Just a little advice. A little dated. And then finally, the one team question I'm going to answer each week. This one is from BSaw16. Good info on your videos, great stuff. I have a question. Here's my team: Astaroth, Kira, Celeste, Nebula, Luther. I'm not convinced that Luther is the right choice, even though he's doing well. What would be a good hero to replace him? And then he goes on to give me a couple of examples. So first of all, Luther is an interesting tank in that he has some of the highest armor in the game, and he has an interesting function that not a lot of other heroes do, and that he completely changes the dynamic of a fight. If he can charge up, he can jump to the enemy's back lines. He does a little bit of stuff. A couple of the opposing heroes turn and do damage to him instead of your team, giving your team the ability to do their thing. So the first question that you have to ask yourself is, do I want Luther to be my primary tank, or do I want Astaroth to be my primary tank? So that's the first question you have to ask yourself. And if the answer is, you want Astaroth to be your primary tank, then you want to drop Luther for somebody else. And if it's Luther that you want, then you're going to want to drop Astaroth instead. So what I do on mobile, I run actually Astaroth, Kira, Nebula, Celeste, and Martha. Now, you mentioned what about Martha? I'm hoping that you have Martha. If you don't have Martha, then maybe Jorgen or Astrid would work well there as well. But Luther, he starts to be edged out by other DPS, other damage dealers, as you know, the higher you get in the game. So you're going to want to swap him out for another damage dealer. It's going to depend on what part of the game you're playing in. Are you talking about arena? Are you talking about campaign? Are you talking about tower? But the team that I'm running right now, like I said, is Astaroth, Kira, Nebula, Celeste, and Martha on mobile. It's a good team. It's done well for me. It's got me through the tower. It's got me through, a good chunk of the campaign, and I'm doing well in the arena. So that would be my suggestion. Well, we are a little over 10 minutes in. Probably answer less questions in the next Q&A video. I don't want these to go over 10 minutes because you guys' time is extremely valuable, and I understand that. So again, I want to ask you guys if you have a question that you want me to answer on a video, please leave it in the comment section down below. I'll grab a couple, 5-6 questions, answer them on the next Q&A section next week. And if these videos continue to do well past December, I'll keep doing them through January and beyond. But it looks like, based on the first video, that you guys love this format. So I'm happy to do it. With that being said, if you found this video helpful, leave me a quick like. For me, watching the video and leaving a fun comment is more than enough. The likes do help though, and yeah, hopefully Christmas events coming around the corner. I'm sorry, Winterfest. Hopefully Winterfest is around the corner. I'll catch you guys later.